The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Hey everyone. So if you have ever thought about going on to a website for dating or online for dating, today is going to be a story that is going to shake you to your soul. I have a guest coming on today who went first time online dating, last time online dating. She has really had a life-changing situation happen to her. And we're going to hear all about it. The funny thing is not so funny. There's a big twist at the end. So you're going to have to wait for it. It's going to be popping today. I am your host. And there's my Gabby. Hey, Gabby.
Hi. And I'm your co-host, and I cannot wait to hear this story.
Well, today you're listening to 50 Shades of Bullshit, and we are going to talk each week about dating, online, offline. We're going to give you advice. We're going to have professionals on here. It's going to be a good time. So, Gabby, tell me
Christine.
about your week, babe. Did you have a date this week?
I had 2 dates this week.
Two.
And, just kind of maybe getting a little info from the listeners too. When did guys stop putting their best face forward for a first date? When did they stop putting in effort? Both dates that I had, they showed up in jeans, t-shirt, hoodie, backwards hat. I don't know if they even showered. And I know that, I moved from LA to the Midwest, so I'm a little, maybe I have a different idea of what a first date is. It's your first impression. These guys looked like they were about to meet their buddies at the dive bar down the street after work.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Showered, did my hair, my makeup, got a cute outfit on. And I show up and I'm just like, and the way that one of the guys said it is like, well, this is me, take it or leave it. Fuck
really?
That, I'm leaving it.
Yeah, I'm leaving it.
I'm sorry, if this is what I have to work with on the first date, what's 3 months or 6 months down the line? I mean, are you going to put pants on? Are you just going to walk around in your boxer short and wife beater?
Yeah. So I take it that date didn't go well.
No, that date did not go well. And my gaydar went off like big time, like almost like I feel like broke it. His mannerisms, the tone of his voice, his hand gestures.
Did you say anything to him?
Say what?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you like dick?
Or bi?
Probably not a good idea. However, he did mention that he's homophobic. What?
Not cool.
Number one, why would you say that on a first date?
Not cool.
Secondly, hello, that means you're gay.
I tend to agree. Agree.
Like, I wasn't going to bring it up, but the second guy I did have a better time with. Yes, he did not. And I'm not looking for a 3-piece suit, people. Let's just be clear, okay? Yeah. I'm not looking for a 3-piece suit.
They can still be in jeans. But
look put together, like look like you're making an effort, like what are those? Not the oysters, the fanned birds that have the peacocks. God, that was gonna boom in my brain.
Well, you got me.
Like, put a little effort in. Like I'm not your buddy. Like that's gonna just have a brew and go home. Like you want to fuck me, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not doing it. And I don't know if it's a Midwest thing. I don't know if it's just a generation now thing where it's like, well, take it or leave it. Well, I'm sorry. I guess I'm investing more in batteries.
I know you have a plug-in one, so we're safe there. Yeah, no, I think my last date or two ago, he wore almost like, what are they called? Shorts that are you go to the beach in. And he rode like this hover type one wheel board. And I get it, he lived really close to where we were meeting, this little dive bar downtown, close to me. And still, though, he was in a t-shirt, and I agree. He doesn't have to be in a suit, but come on, let's put a little effort in.
I mean, pretend you're going to church. I don't know.
Right. Well,
So
I'm feeling you, Gab. I really am. And I don't know if I feel like I'm really heavy in my attitude today, but I've had one of those days that everybody is just pissing me off. So I might be really venting today.
nice. Bring it on.
Yeah, I've got a couple disclaimers before we introduce our special guest today.
Okay.
So Gabby is my soul sister. We are connected sisterly by our souls. And our next
By
guest,
way of CrossFit, by the way, which I didn't finish because the bitch made you try to run. Oh no.
Right. Gabby's not into running, so she didn't finish that class. But
No.
I met somebody about 10 or so years ago, and she's pretty rocking, and she's like a soul sister to me as well. So she's on today. But before we get there, I want to do some public service announcements.
Okay.
And some disclaimers.
Bring it on.
I do not care for opinionated complainers, people who are going to be judgmental. If you're going to be judgmental, you might not want to listen to my show or send me messages or talk to us. If you want to be judgmental, go be judgmental somewhere else. If you got an opinion, bring it. I don't care if you have a different opinion than me. I'm happy to listen to your opinion. And as long as you're respectful of my opinion, I will always be respectful of yours. But I do not respect those who pass judgments and throw stones. Something that you'll learn real quick about me, I am Mama Bear, and I'm extremely protective of the people I love.
Yes, you are.
From my friends to my family. And if I have met you for 10 minutes and you need protecting from some jerk off who said something to you, I will step in and roar. So I'm going to do that today.
All right.
Somebody said something to my Gabby, and they were judging. They were not being, critical in giving, an opinion. They were judging. And I want to just say to that person, because we know who you are and we're watching you. This is the thing about that. If you're going to throw a stone, you better damn well make sure that your stone is not too much smaller than the one I'm going to pick up and throw at you. Because people who live in glass houses, this is the thing. I'm not too thrilled about people who say, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. And meaning you should never have sex without a condom, or you should never have sex on a first date. To each his own. I don't give a shit what your opinion is about that. It's everybody's own personal opinion. I may have a conversation weeks and months in advance with somebody. And I've had plenty of times I've asked men, can I see your current test results and have you really honestly, and then if we decide to go that route, we will go that route. But Gabby actually did not say she had sex on the first date last time. She said it was not the first date and that stone got thrown. And bitch, sit down and shut up, because let's listen to the show for real. And then we can say nice things in a nice way. And if you can't, then sit down and shut up. So that's the first thing.
Number one, down.
Yeah. You feel protected, Gabby?
I do. You always have, and I love you.
Yep.
You always have.
I love you too. The other thing is, we're going to not thoroughly talk about abortion today. We're not. But we are going to talk about something related to it. We are not going to say that somebody had one in this episode. We're going to say that someone had the choice to have one or not. And we're also going to say that someone was pressuring this person to have one or not. Okay. So I want to do a quick disclaimer about my feelings on this subject. This subject is a two-person situation. Two people. The person pregnant and the person involved in that pregnancy who helped create that pregnancy. Those are the two people's opinion that should matter.
Agreed.
My opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. Nobody's opinion matters. This whole debate in our country right now, well, what a woman should be allowed and not allowed to do with her body is all bullshit. It's some serious beyond 50 shades of bullshit. Someone telling a woman what they should and should not do with their bodies. These are our bodies. Now, I get that people think that it's about, a life and religion and whatever. That's your opinion. But
Agreed.
You are not the person that's going to have to raise a child or give a child up, or maybe that child doesn't have the ability to have a solid future. Maybe they've got a handicap that it's going to be extreme life difficulty, or there could be a situation where the mother could, have some serious repercussions. She could die. It doesn't matter. My true feelings are, if a woman wants to have an abortion, it's her final decision. And if she needs me to hold her hand and walk her there, I'm going to do it.
So just to clarify and make sure everyone knows, this is not a pro or anti-abortion topic.
Yep.
This topic is this is about someone's experience, and we have no right to pass judgment on someone else's life choices.
Yes. So I truly feel that in the end, when it's all said and done and the dust settles, someone's got to live with their own self, whether they decide to have an abortion or not have an abortion. I think that a man has a right to say something to the woman if he's the one that got her pregnant. He was the other half of this, pregnancy situation. He has a right to express his opinion. I'm going to say that because we're going to have an opinion from that situation today. And I agree with that. But in the end, it is the woman's choice, whether she has that child or not. And our politicians and our government and our country should just shit. Yeah. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
There you go.
Because it's about the woman. So I kind of ranted and I gave you my opinion, and don't hate me. Do hate me. I don't care. I really don't care. Oh, and one other thing, I got a message from somebody I know who listened to last week's show, and she was like, "Great show, ladies," but and then she said, it kind of reminded me of that whole saying, "Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?" And I was like, "Excuse me." And first of all, that's a very old-fashioned feeling. It is not 1921. It is 2021. I happen to live in the 21st century where a woman could have sex on the first date or the second date or any date or any kind of situation before marriage. By the way, that saying was not really about sex when it came out. It was about whether a woman should wash a man's clothes, cook him dinner, or, clean his house before she married him. Otherwise, he wouldn't marry her. He'd just keep her shacked up with him. Thanks for that, and that thing. But quite frankly, I think that it's sexist. It's extremely sexist. I don't know why it's always said about the woman. Why can't I or you or anybody else for that matter, Gabby, tell me, why can't a woman have sex with a man before she marries him or before she gets in a monogamous relationship with him? Because personally, this is what I feel. My feelings are, because I've been here, I dated some people and some men got into a serious relationship-ish situation and not had sex with him because I used to be a different person. And then when we finally did, it was the worst situation I've ever had. And they were selfish, and they were selfish lovers, and it was horrible, and it wasn't the right thing, and it really tainted the relationship, and it didn't last. So my whole philosophy on it completely changed. I'm going to sample the ice cream before I buy a whole pint.
And you should want to know if you're sexually compatible with someone, because you're not often compatible.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste a year, 6 months of my life
waiting
and hoping that, oh God, it's the wedding night and we're going to have sex finally. And then it's like, oh,
awful.
God, it's like, oh, look, that was only 30 seconds. We could still make Jeopardy.
Exactly.
Just saying.
So we had some little public service announcements today. I hope y'all don't mind, but this is my show and I am just going to say what I want to say. Anyway, so today we are going to meet a very, very special friend of mine. Her name is Amy, and she just rocks the house, this Amy.
I can't wait to meet her.
Amy and I met about 10 years or so ago. She was a chef at a party that I was doing. I'm an event coordinator, as you know. And we met and we just like hit it off. And by the end of that event, she said, hey, we're going to Vegas tomorrow morning, me and two of my friends, for a week. Do you want to come? And I said, well, I have to drive to Palm Springs and do a meeting, but let me see if I can get a flight out of LAX tomorrow night and I can fly in and meet you guys there. And we spent a week in Vegas together. I didn't stay the whole week, but there were moments that we got a little too drunk, and I decided one day that we were going to have English accent day.
Ooh.
And I woke up that next morning with a bunch of stomp from the apartment above us, the condo above us. And I picked up the phone and thought, okay, we're in room XYZ, so that must be second floor XYZ. So I dialed the number and I get it, and I'm like, good morning. Do you think you could tell your bloody elephants to please stop pounding on the floor? And Amy starts cracking up from the other room. And she did English accent with me all day in Vegas, and it was the shit. So let's welcome Amy, my soul sister.
Hey.
Remember English accent day?
I'm like, my cheeks hurt because you have me cracking up again.
And then my daughter called me, and I'm like, fuck it, it's the actual same. I'm like, hello, darling, what's going on? And she's like, Mom, stop it. I'm calling you later. Hi, Amy, my girl. How are you?
Doing good. How are you ladies?
We're fabulous.
Great.
So Gabby, meet my very good friend Amy. Amy, meet my very good friend Gabby.
Hello, we're going to be best friends now.
We're going to speak in an English accent.
Well,
It's contagious.
it really is, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And then you think you're going to speak normal and then you can't shake it. It's like, ah.
Exactly. So what's up, Amy? What are you doing these days?
I'm doing a little bit of different things. I have my Etsy shop. It's called Sacred Magic Shop, and I sell all kinds of fun crystals and sacred magical items. I also cook, and I lead ceremony for full moon and new moon ceremonies, bringing the people together.
We're awesome.
I'm going to be checking out that Etsy webpage, though.
It's pretty cool. You know, Gabby, when I was telling you that on 11/11, I went out to Malibu and I went into the ocean and I manifested in water. Well, I went home, and then that night I went to Amy's manifestation.
Oh, right.
Yeah, circle. And it was so great.
I'm so jealous.
I know when you come back, you'll have to come do it with us. It's so much fun.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Count me
Yay,
in.
Amy. So today's topic actually was titled First Time, Last Time. And Amy decided to go online dating one time. And we want to hear about that. So Amy, what was going on in your life that you decided you wanted to start online dating?
So after my first little babe and separation with her father, I just really committed to taking care of her. And so it'd been about 4 years. I hadn't talked to anybody, obviously haven't touched anybody. And I said, you know what? It's about that time. And so Facebook, that's when Facebook dating just had started, and they made it really simple. And you just click a couple buttons and your profile's set.
Mhm.
So that's how I got there. And
So what was your goal? So when you went, everybody always asks me every time, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes it annoys me, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how they ask it. They say, "What are you here for?"
What are you looking for?
So
Right.
what do you know? So what was your what are you here for moment?
Um, not just sex, because I have to really like somebody in order to share that. So it was just like deep connections, like finding people that are kind of on the same page, because I'm a little different, my belief systems and things like that. So just kind of yeah, like deep connections, deep conversation, like a connection.
Okay.
Not so much just like a one night stand type of deal.
Okay. So you connected with somebody on the Facebook dating app. Is that
Right.
correct?
After I sifted through a lot of very strange people.
Mhm.
I bet.
This guy, he was pretty cute. I didn't really have a phone conversation with him. We mostly like text back and forth. This went on for maybe a month or so.
Oh,
And
okay. So it was a while.
it was a while. And then I
Okay.
said, okay, let me meet this guy. And when we first met, he wanted to have sex right away. Like that's not even a conversation. It was like, I said, no, I'm sorry.
Like, wait a minute. So you met him and he immediately just wanted to have sex. He didn't want to have a conversation. He didn't want to do anything.
I mean, maybe it was like, hi, how are you? And then it was like, "Grr."
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so that didn't fly with me. So, I said, "Sorry, dude, I don't give it up on the first date. Like this is sacred material for me. I'm not one to share it with everybody." Um, so that happened and I was thinking about it and I said, "Well, it's been a while."
And I'm sure he was cute.
you
And
had
I
the
like
two
he was
little
super
things on your
cute.
shoulder, the angel and the devil was starting to talk to you.
Yeah, he was cute. He was telling me at the time everything I wanted to hear.
Okay.
I hate the
Smooth talker.
And there was like a resonance with um the things I was into, and he was pretending, I don't know, that he was into the same things. So about a week later, I had my mom watch the babe and I said, I'm gonna go spend the night with this guy. And she's like, are you sure? Be safe. I said, I'm good.
Mhm.
Uh, I told him before I showed up, I said, I am not on birth control.
Okay.
I need you
Fair.
to condom. We need to have safe sex. Oh, okay. Oh, so I need to go buy them? Yes, go buy them. Night went on. Sex happened. Morning before I left, sex happened. I was home getting ready for work and I get a text message that said, I have a confession. I took the condom off.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a second. I'm sorry, Christine. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold the phone. Wait. So he's just like, oh, by the way, I took the condom off?
I was like livid. Like I trusted myself with this the most sacred part. And this is how you so yeah, I was really upset. And
So
then
what did you wait, he texted this to you. He didn't tell you while you were there. He didn't tell you okay. He texted
I mean, it should be something that's agreed upon. I said we were wearing condoms and he chose all on his own.
Oh.
So
I'm
then
not gonna lie, that's kind of like slash your tires moment.
Yeah.
it's
Like
it's
at least
embarrassing.
slash his tires. Like,
It's an embarrassing story for me to even say it. I mean, I've gotten more comfortable
Oh.
with it, but
Well, Amy,
it's
thank
but you
you.
did nothing wrong.
Thank you for being, open, but this is not your thing. You didn't say, "Oh, babe, I want to feel you. I can't feel you through this condom. Please take it off. Please,
Right.
please."
No.
No. You were like, "Wear the goddamn thing. Don't
Yeah.
take it off." And he did anyway. And then he didn't even tell you in person. He decided to tell you by text. Wow. Okay, wow. This is a wow moment.
It's real
All
wow.
right. Okay. So did you
So-
ever see this douchebag again?
Yeah, a couple times. So the way it kind of moved forward from there is
Did he beg you for forgiveness?
he's quite an interesting character. So he's clearly normal people with a clear mind don't do these type of things, right?
It sounds
So
like a
there's definitely-
pathological something.
Some mental issues going on. Yeah.
Narcissist.
So you
So
saw
I
him a few more times.
saw him a few more times. He suggested I do a plan B, and I said, I'm not, you know, I'm a responsible grown woman, and if I am pregnant, the universe clearly wanted this to happen, and I'm in a place that I can support another child, and I always wanted two, not just one. So I thought, but the odds, I mean, what are the odds once to get pregnant? So time went on.
Time last
This was like
time.
in December. Yeah, time went on. I talked to
This is December. How long ago? 2 years ago? 2019?
Yeah, 2019, before
Okay.
pandemic.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic. Okay.
I saw him a couple times afterwards. He was asking me to get a paternity test.
Wait, so you found out you were pregnant?
Wait, you found out you were pregnant then?
Sorry, I missed a step. Yeah,
Yeah, you
pregnant.
missed a little bit of a step
That's a
there,
big step.
girlfriend. You wound up pregnant
pregnant.
from this time he took the condom off and didn't
Yes.
tell you till he texted you. Just a little recap there.
Right. Sorry, I totally skipped.
Wow. Okay, so you find out you're pregnant. Now, are you still seeing him at this time, or did you guys go your separate ways and you had to contact him?
No, I still. I didn't see. I don't know this guy very well, right? I mean, we've seen each other maybe a handful of times, like 5 times within. So I find out I'm pregnant. I go hang out with him. He asked me for a paternity test, which you took the condom off. What?
Right.
How are you? So I just lost my shit. I screamed at him. I told him off. I dropped him back. I really gave it to him. I was like, I
How
can't.
insulting.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, shortly after that, he wasn't interested in, getting to know the child or anything like
So
that.
did he support you through the pregnancy?
No.
At any way. I don't mean support you like,
How did he respond when you told him you were pregnant?
yeah, that's a good question.
Like, he was obviously defensive because he asked for a paternity test, but I mean, he did take sex ed class in middle school,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is the first I'm hearing of this, so this is full shock factor right now. This is some
Wow.
bullshit.
Yeah, it was real. So I just decided my best bet was just to not just let him go. He, like I said, clearly didn't want anything to do with the child. He's not interested in. It's better. I mean, he's got some mental issues. So
you were willing to support and raise this child on your own, which you were already doing pretty much with your older child, right? Or you still have a relationship somewhat with the older child's dad?
Yeah, I have a relationship with her father. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's great. So, when you told this person that you were pregnant and that you were going to have this pregnancy, did he ask you to do anything? Like, did he say, "Are you going to keep it? Are you going to get an abortion? What's the deal with
I
that?"
support you no matter what you decide, like a normal or a man should.
No. I mean, he suggested like I want to say that next day, because that plan B is like within the first 48 hours.
Mhm.
He suggested that, and I said no. No, he didn't he has no control over my body at that
As he
point,
shouldn't.
right? At that point.
Unfortunately, he had taken control of it
Oh,
prior.
oh
Yes,
yeah.
let's get that straight. Wow. Okay.
So you had a healthy pregnancy,
Yes. Beautiful.
and
What
what
did
did
you
you
have?
end up having?
A girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
girls are better than boys anyway.
Aw.
I'm really happy I have 2 girls, let me tell you.
So did he step up at any time and help you in any way, shape, or form? Like be supportive, say, I want to meet my child, say
No.
anything?
No. A couple times he sent me like nasty messages that said, I hope you take the vaccine and die. Uh-huh. So I filed a police report and they told me just to block his number.
Wow.
So, but I decided that, he decided in that moment to take the condom off.
Yeah.
So I feel like when we make children, it's our job to take responsibility for them.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I have a child support case happening. We have established paternity.
And
But
he
Shocker.
wound up being father. Yes.
Say that? Say what?
Yeah, he wound up being the father. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy that I was talking to on the phone, I said, well, I knew 1,000%. And he said, yeah, the women normally know. I was like,
Yeah, because we know who we are being with and who we're not, and who
Right.
texts us the next day and say, I took the condom off.
right.
Duh. So we have a little plot twist. I want to interject here with Amy's story because Amy's story continues, but it then becomes part of my story.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, that's why at the top of the hour, I did not talk about my dating week. Amy came to my house a few months ago when I moved into my new place. And
I hadn't seen you for years, and then we reconnected.
yeah, it was funny because Amy and I are on Facebook together and we can text each other and we talk to each other. We hadn't physically seen each other since before COVID. Like about a year before COVID. So we had remained friends and we talk all the time, but not physically seeing each other. So I had a housewarming party at my new house and Amy came and she stayed till the bitter end. My hearty friends who stayed till the end, and we get to really talk intimately. And we were talking about her daughter and we were talking about how I was going to do this 50 Shades of Bullshit thing. And I said, how's it going with the baby? And I actually thought that Amy's youngest was from the same father of her first child. I thought they got back together and then broke up. Okay. And she's like, no. I met someone online. I went online dating. She was basically saying my first time, my last time for online dating. So I was like, holy crap. It was somebody, you just briefly dated. And she's like, yeah. She said, do you want to see a picture of him? I have him on my phone. So she opened her phone and she showed me a picture and I took one look at it and I said, what the fuck? That's Joshua.
Are we using real names right now?
What?
Yeah.
Amy and I pre-talked and she was okay with me saying his name. And I'm actually okay.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
So I knew this guy. And she's like, oh my God, how did you know Joshua? And I said, honey, I was dating Joshua. I used to date him. And I said, wait, hold on. Let me do the math. And I said, when did you get pregnant with her? And when were you going out with Joshua? And she says, December of 2019. I was dating Josh at that time. So Josh was not my boyfriend, but we were dating with the idea of we were progressing.
I was not fucking expecting this.
2 weeks before he went out with Amy, which, by the way, Amy, you said you were talking with him for a month before you were seeing him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was quick. You spent more time with him than I did.
Actually, I spent about a year dating him.
A year.
Yeah.
Wow.
We, like I said, we were not in that place where we were going to be boyfriend girlfriend because, and I will tell you, because he was a pathological liar.
Yep.
And I found that he was lying to me about everything. So I actually broke up with him about mid-December. He had come and stayed the weekend with me about a week or two before he was with Amy physically. And we went to Six Flags together and had this big weekend. And it was after that that I was really going, I can't do it anymore. So just so you know, Amy and Gabby and the rest of the world who's listening,
Rest of the world.
this is the thing. When he asked me out, he asked me if I could come pick him up because he didn't have a car. And in Los Angeles, if you don't have a car, it's whack. It's hard to do anything. So I went and picked him up because he said he didn't have a car. He gave me his address. So I Googled his address for the maps, and the map said that it was a, what do you call them?
Sober
living house. And I texted him and I said, I'm not going to a sober living house. I'm not going to date somebody who's in a sober living house. You're not in a place to date. And he said, no. It's not a sober living house anymore. A physical therapy company bought that house out. And I had an accident and had my shoulder repaired through surgery, and I'm in physical therapy. And so, with that being said, he said, I'm, in physical therapy clinic. So it's not sober living. So I picked him up and we went out a couple times, and we did wind up, of course, having sex. We were dating for almost a year. And he was a smooth talker. I found out after his third move to another sober living house that he was living in a sober living
Physical therapy.
Mm-hmm. He also lied about so much. It's not even important to go into.
Right.
The thing is, though, the reason why I decided, finally to let him go is because I just knew that we weren't going anywhere. There was no real anything. But what happened is he went into a rehab facility in Malibu. And he called me from it, bawling his eyes out, begging me to come see him, begging me to stay with him, saying he was in love with me, that he wanted a future with me. And I was like, I can't do it. You lied for a year about being an addict. I can't be with someone who's lying about being an addict. I don't mind being with an addict who's clean a good 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever years. I don't mind. But I personally think that under a certain amount of time, being an addict really should be dealing with falling in love with themselves, dealing with themselves, getting clean, being a solid, functioning human being who's not a pathological liar.
Yep.
So there's a lot I could say about Joshua. I will not. What I will say is that I was not ever angry with Amy. I was like, you know what? This is an innocent woman who got sucked into a hole with a pathological something. And he, changed her life.
Damn, Amy.
By the way, Amy.
That's like a huge fear of like every woman dating right now. I mean,
liars.
And I fucking tip my hat to you for pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and saying, I am going to face this with or without you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Amy has a beautiful baby. She's gorgeous.
Probably looks like her mama.
Child. Yeah.
I have no doubt.
I will always back Amy. I will always be there for her. I will always, support you, Amy. I just adore you.
I love it.
We unfortunately have always been bonded in many other ways, but now we're really bonded in this way, which is, I think, crazy. We both escaped, which is good. Very good.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing it out here. You're probably not gonna online date anymore.
Good.
Just saying.
Like, no.
Or you can be like me and get a cat.
I have animals, so I'm good.
Oh, see, yeah, I might be on number 2, but we'll see how it goes. Just
So, by the way, the next day I actually called Josh.
No, you didn't.
I did. I called him. The day after Amy told me the story, I was like, because Josh and I actually, even though I stopped seeing him almost 2 years ago, we've actually stayed in contact. I didn't have any ill will towards him. I don't have ill will towards most of the people I've dated. Maybe a few.
Is he still in a sober living house?
Well, that's what I was calling him about, well, not that, but that's how we stay in touch. He'd tell me how he was doing. Yeah. So he had actually reached out to me last June and said, I have a sugar mama. That's what he wanted. That's really what he wanted from me too. And I was never going to do it for him, but, he wanted a sugar mama and he got one. He said in June that he was moving to Texas and that his sugar mama was taking him with her. And I was like, okay, well, good luck to you.
What, like a dog on a leash?
Yeah. And he said, no, wait. He said, I want to be with you one last time. And I said, sorry, Josh, not
dog.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So I obviously still had his number and
I vote spade him.
I reached out to him and I said, dude, if you're not wanting to have any more children, can you just get those nuts tied off? Because I'm really, I go.
He has 2.
Yeah, he has another.
Wait, your daughter's not the only one?
No.
He has an older son.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor little thing. He's never going to know his dad, which I don't know. I'm not one to say that
it might be better. Oh, it's better.
I was just thinking that.
Oh my gosh. He's so psychotic.
It's toxic.
It is better. Oh, yes.
So my conversation with Josh was, I know your daughter. And he said, what? Do you know Amy? And I said, yeah, actually, Amy and I are very, very good friends. And he just about pooped his drawers. He started babbling and gasping for words. And I just said, I don't respect anything about you at this moment, especially the fact that we were seeing each other at the time. And you were obviously online dating other women. Amy cannot be the only one. I said, fuck you for that. I said, but what I really disrespect you about is the way you've treated Amy and the way you've behaved with this child. And he said, I'm wanting a paternity test. And I said, my Amy's not going to lie to anybody. And he said, well, that crazy bitch is a witch. And she tried to trap me and she's trying to trap me. And I said, Josh, what is she ever going to get out of you? You don't have a dime to your name. You've never had a job. You're living always in a sober living facility. You're in another state now, running from Amy.
Yes.
Running from Amy.
He told me before, don't make me run.
Yep.
Yep.
And I said, and you're with a sugar mama. What can she get out of you? I said, this isn't about you. I said, you always try to make it about you. This is not about you.
You are not the Bachelor, sir.
No. No. I mean, he's cute and he's a smooth talker, but, unfortunately, he just isn't, on the right track. And we don't want to trap you. We don't give a flying mother F about you, So Amy and I's story really tangled.
Yeah, she got, you should have told him she got the best part of you anyway.
She did.
Seriously.
She did.
And I don't even know her, but I bet she's adorable and cute and smart and funny and just like her mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Amy's a very good mother. She really puts her children first, and it's a beautiful story. The story and journey with her and her children, and I'm very proud of you, Amy. I think it's spectacular. I don't begrudge anybody whose picker is off. Our picker was off for a moment. That's okay. We're back on the right track, and
Trust me, I've had some bad picks.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Yeah. So, it happens, especially in LA. Everybody thinks Los Angeles is huge. Well, it is, distance wise. We're really spread out. But people wise, I could throw a stone out my door and either one of you could know 2 or 3 of them that I hit, So LA is really small, especially in the dating world. I mean, if you could go on one dating site, you can go on another, and you can see the same people over and over and over.
I feel like it's just the same bundle of people for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So Amy, are you doing any kind of dating now? How are you finding people?
I'm not. I mean, I had somebody kind of pop up just in real life, but that was really strange and quick and done.
Oh, wow. Well, you're beautiful.
Yes.
You've got a lot to offer somebody. I think just staying on the same track that you're on will be the right track. Next week, my guest is going to be a woman who talks about dating tips. She's a dating expert. Gabby knows her. Gabby will actually be on vacay that she didn't invite me on.
Suitcase.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna stow in a suitcase. Her carry-on. I'll squish myself into it. But our next week, we're going to actually have this amazing woman who's going to talk about dating tips. She's a dating expert. She's a dating coach. Is that right, Gabby?
Yep. She's a she was a matchmaker for years in LA for the big firm. And then she branched off. Her name is Adele Gallagher, and she is phenomenal. I'm hiring her because I need help.
We might want to match you up with her, Amy, so that I almost put your names together, Gamey.
I know. I heard that. I was like, what?
It's like we're already a couple.
I'm gonna call y'all Gamey. You might want to talk to her, or at least tune in next week.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant, and I mean, she's the sweetest, and I have no doubt in my mind that she will help me with this thing called dating.
Nice. So if you liked our show today, folks, please tell your friends about it. Please like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you don't know our Facebook handle, it's 50 Shades of Bullshit. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's 50 Shades of _bullshit. And you can actually, if you miss us live, or if you have friends that missed us live, you can go on to Facebook at any time and look for the radio station that we're on. It's K4 HD radio, and you can download the app, or you can go .com and you can see us on Facebook on their handle, and you can watch it and put in your comments, and it's so much fun. But thank you,
Amy. You're awesome.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, ladies. You're awesome.
So if you want to email us any of your dating stories, or if you want to come on as a special guest, you don't have to tell a story. Maybe you're a therapist or whatever. You can email us at 50shadesofbullshit@gmail. 50 is spelled out and shit is YT. Not ITYT. Music today was brought to you by musicianguys.com, and they specialize in DAW software. They rock. They do an amazing job. Please go check them out. Gabby.
Darling.
It was awesome as always. Thank you very
always,
much.
Always, my darling.
Amy, you can come on anytime to give us updates.
Okay, I will.
I love that.
Or just to talk shit. I like that too.
Thank you, listeners, for your support. We hope to see you next week. Same time, same place. And until then, keep it real.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.